All right, it is time for another quick tip here for the Lightroom Learning Group. And in today's quick tip, I wanted to talk about auto adjustments in the Develop module. Now, as I've said before, I don't really like using the auto button in the Develop module here in the basic panel. I think a lot of times it goes too far, makes your image look a little too crunchy, a little too crispy. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just go ahead and click it. And you can kind of see what it does there. It makes everything pop a little bit, but it's also a little bit too much. So I don't really like using the auto button. Sometimes it's a good place to start, but I really don't use it much at all. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Command Z on my keyboard. If I was on a PC, I'd hit Control Z to undo that adjustment. Now, you can also have Lightroom set automatically the tones for the individual sliders, and this can be helpful. So if you want to set your blacks and then have Lightroom do it for you, you can do that by holding the Shift key on your keyboard and double clicking on the blacks slider. And I'll go ahead and I'll do that now. And now you can see that Lightroom says, well, it should be at a -20 value. And what it's doing is it is taking the information from your image, it's pulling the blacks down until it starts to almost clip those points. And so it can be really helpful in setting accurately the points in your image. If I want to do the same thing to the whites in my image, I could go ahead and hold the Shift key down and double click on the word whites. So I'll go ahead and do that, and it says, well, those whites should be at a value of +23. So now you can see by setting those independently that this looks much more natural, has a pretty good look to it, and it is not nearly as garish as using the auto button. So it can be very beneficial to have Lightroom automatically set these points on an individual basis. And again, to do that, you just hit the Shift key and double click on the word. All right, guys, hopefully you find that helpful. We'll talk to you soon.